Hi, Mr. Ashcraft. This is my video explanation, and I am filming it on my phone because my Chromebook sound is broken, and so I was afraid if I videoed it in my Chromebook, you wouldn't be able to hear me. So, hi, welcome to Econ with Nikki. Okay, so for the explanations for each of my sections, you already know that you gave us like what we had to tithe and stuff like that, but I don't know if I have to explain my house, but I'm gonna go ahead and explain my house anyways. So I got a 4-bedroom, 2-bath house. I got 4 beds. Well, I was planning on getting 3, but I actually found one that had 4, and it was still a good price. And so I was like, oh, if my mom come and visits, then she has a room. She doesn't have to sleep on the couch or something. And then I wanted to have at least 2 baths because I had wanted to have a bath for me and my husband and then for my kids. And I have my own bathroom at my mom's house, but at my dad's, me and Troy have had to share a bathroom. And it's been fun. It teaches you how to share a bathroom, and it'll just prepare my kids for college. So we're going to save money in that aspect. So that's my house explanation. My house cost $149,900. Okay, so getting down to the first category, which was the cell phone bill. Oh, and by the way, I wrote my explanations out in here while I did it, so if you see me refer to that, that's what it is. But my cell phone, so we Googled what the average cell phone price was for 2 people because like you said in my video, my kids aren't getting a cell phone until they're like in middle school, like 8th grade, I would say. That's when I got it. I feel like I did okay. But right now, they're younger and they don't need a phone. So it's just for 2 people, and so I Googled what the average price was for 2 people, and then I got us unlimited data so that we don't have to pay to go over anything. So with that, that's how we came up with $140. For the food, we're spending $125 each month, and that's a lot of money, but I wanted to make sure that we had enough because I don't know, I've kind of grown up where my mom doesn't cook too often, and so I know that I want to definitely cook for my family more because I think you're going to save a lot more money that way. But I still just wanted to allocate a lot of money for that aspect, and so that's why I did the food. And also, as far as the number of 825 goes, if you divide 825 by 4, it gives you 206. And then if you divide 206, which would be for the month, if you divide 206 by, if you divide 824 by 4, that would be 206 per week, my bad. And so if you divide 206 by 7, that gives you 29 and like 6. So like $30 a day. So I could spend like, and that's how I got like the $30 a day as far as like my kids go. And my kids are going to be in school, so they're going to be eating like school lunches through Friday, and then I'll probably like make a lunch for work or things like that. So I thought that was a good amount. Sorry, that was kind of long. For my electric bill, we're doing $115 a month. We got this because my mom got out when I asked her for help, she has a budget for our house and for all of our money. So she got out her budget and she told me our bill. And then I went ahead and did it divided by 3. So I did 1/3 of what our bill was because the square footage lines up to where the house that I'm getting is about 1/3 of the square foot that we have at this house. For the cable bill, we're only spending $60, and we did that because I was like, I'm not a big cable TV person, but I feel like you should still have it just so that you can get normal TV like the news. And then really the only reason that I think that I'm gonna need cable TV in my house is so that I can watch The Bachelor. So I just did the bare minimum on that. I want to be able to probably just have like one small TV in the kitchen and then maybe in the basement, and so I can just watch The Bachelor and watch the news occasionally because The Bachelor takes priority to the news. And then I would pay for Netflix for my family, and then that's it there. And then how we got the cable was that I'm only going to have 2 TVs, and I'm not going to do any of the premium channels. If my husband wants to watch a pay-per-view like the fights, he can just go to B-dubs. If I'm going to watch, or for the internet, I'm spending $50, and I'm doing that because I looked off of our internet bill at our house, and that's just what I based it off there. So next, that takes us to the car payment, which, because I'm a last name of M, I had to pay $100, although Dave would tell me to pay for it in cash. My gas, I got $80, and the way that I did my gas was I drive a Ford Escape now, and I actually bought my car and I have to pay my gas on it too. So I am typically filling up my gas tank. I get pretty good gas mileage, and I plan on getting cars that are very like good gas mileage for the rest of my life, now that I've already been paying for it at this age, and I know that I like smaller gas. Like Troy drives an F-150 and it costs like almost $100 to fill it up. But so my car right now, obviously in a pandemic, it's a lot cheaper, but on average I would say it's like $30-ish to fill up. So if I'm filling up like every 2 weeks to a week and a half, I just went ahead and did $80. So maybe I could have a little bit extra there, or if I drive more in that week, in that month. So that's how I did the $80 there. For oil changes. So I actually have to pay for these too, and I found out they're really expensive, like more expensive than you would think. But so I would say that because you get your oil change, you go every 3,000 and then every 5,000 miles. I would say I'm just gonna get it done like every 6 months-ish. That's kind of how it kind of comes out for me right now. And so if I'm doing it every 6 months, and I found out that it's a lot cheaper if you get it done at Walmart, because it's not like the instant like Valvoline, which I'm okay to drop it off. My husband can drop me off. We'll get some lunch and we'll come back and pick it up. And so if I do the oil change at Walmart, it's around like $45 to $50. But I went ahead and made it 60 just in case, you know, they're going to top off my oil, or they're obviously doing my oil, but if they want to do like windshield wiper fluid or something like that too. And so I did $60 every twice a year, which comes out to $120. So if I do that per month, I'm gonna go ahead and just save $10 per month, because, you know, at the end of the day, that gives us $120 for the total for the year. For repairs for a month. So I based this number off of what Dave tells us to have the $500 in like a $500 safe fund. And so I want to be able to have $500 saved up every 6 months for repairs, like car repairs and things like that. And so tires are really expensive, and if somebody hits me or door dings me or something, whatever, I wanted to be able to have $500 each month. So the way that I did that, I did the math, and if I save $84 each month, then that gives me enough. That gives me $504 every 6 months. For car insurance, we did the car insurance based off what I'm paying now for my car insurance, which I also have to pay. And let me tell you, that thing is expensive. And this summer I was in a bad accident, and wow, that is a lot out of my bank account now because my rates really went up. But we based off what I pay now and then subtracted a little bit for when I'm older, because when you're not 17 and 18, your rates go down. So yeah. Clothing. So my clothing price was $125 per month. I did some research, and it says that the average family, or the average person, spends $160 per month on clothing. Sorry, not the average person, the average family. I think I said that twice. Sorry. And so I took that number, and then I kind of don't spend too much on clothes. I would say that I will go months without purchasing any clothes, and then maybe like in April before spring break, I'll spend a little bit more. But I'm kind of like a bargain dealer when it comes to that kind of stuff, so I didn't make it what the average person was spending, because it said they were spending $388 on shoes, and I'm like $110 a shoe per year kind of person. So I made that a little bit lower. Let's see what's next. Health insurance. So like you said, I'm planning and hoping that my health insurance will be paid for by my company, but my mom told me that it's pretty rare to have it 100% covered, so that's why I went ahead and put $75 aside for me and my kids. And then finally, for entertainment, I did $150, and then the reason that I did $150 was because I was like, I don't know, if I have a family of 4 and we're going bowling's so expensive, and we all know that going to the movies is not what it used to be. So I was like, we can maybe go to the movies once a month and go bowling, and then if we want to go out, maybe get some ice cream on a fun night, or just do something like that. But also, I'm a person that likes to go to concerts, so I figured that with what we didn't spend in the entertainment every month, I could just put in a concert fund with my husband, and then like every few months, whenever it saves up, or whenever my favorite artist comes in town, then we can take that money we've been saving excess from the entertainment fund and buy concert tickets with it. And then obviously other miscellaneous was $156.16. And for other miscellaneous, I consider that to be like shampoo, toilet paper, things for the house, and then also like makeup. I don't really spend a lot of money on makeup because clearly I don't wear it that often. And so I kind of would buy like my makeup for the year or whatever and just roll with that. But my mom said that the shampoo and things, that would be enough to get nice product, but obviously not go crazy with it. Sorry, this is long. I talk a lot. But to answer the questions on Canvas, so are there any choices that I did to save money? I did the bare minimum for cable, and because I really just mostly do Netflix, and then also, like I said, I just want to watch The Bachelor, and I'm not going to pay for any of the premium channels. So that's where I would say I went bare minimum there. What surprised me? It surprised me how much food cost and also how much toiletries and things like that are costing, because although my parents have done a good job of making me pay for a lot of my stuff now, I like obviously don't pay for my shampoo and stuff. And so when I kind of looked at all that kind of stuff, I just didn't realize like how much that truly adds up when you go to the grocery, because when you go to the grocery, I kind of only think of food. How did the debt affect your choices? Debt affected me in the way where I don't want to be in debt at all. So I just base my decisions off the fact that debt is not going to be an option for me. And then finally, of all the topics we discussed in this class, what do I think is the most important? I would say, honestly, as annoying as it was sometimes to watch all the Dave Ramsey videos, I think that they're actually kind of interesting, and definitely one of those things that people say you go to school and you're never going to use calculus. I feel like I could definitely use what I learned from those videos. I think that two of the things that I learned that I didn't know before that are definitely going to be helpful is the fact that you don't need a credit score and a credit card. Like, I remember before I watched that section of the videos with my dad, he was like, yeah, we have credit cards, but just because you need to like rent a hotel and a car and you need a credit for those things. And then Dave was like, no, that's a myth. And so I had no idea, and I don't think my parents knew that either. And then also when we did that project to show the difference between the 15-year and the 30-year mortgage, even though you think that you're going to be saving because you're spending it out or stretching it out over the 30 years, you're actually saving so much money with the 15-year mortgage. So I thought that that was really helpful that I learned that. So I'm really sorry that this was that long. I hope you can see that I tried to do a good job on this project and make it thorough. Goodbye. I hope you're doing well.